Hey guys, Jason here and welcome to the Abyss Garage, and we are back at it on the 73 Shovelhead build. If you guys have been following along on this build, you can see it from the very beginning stages of a pile of parts to getting it to run, working on the rear end. Today I'm going to be focusing on the front end of this bike and taking off the 41mm wide glide front end on it. And in the pile of parts that I got with the bike was a 35mm narrow glide, and that's what I think is going to look best on this bike. So for today's video, I'm going to be mocking up that with a new spool wheel that I got and tire, and trying to visualize this build a little bit further and get it one step closer to being a bike. So let's get to it. All right, so I know this. Okay, so I know this front end is just mocked up in place. They just threw it together, so you'll see anything, I guess. But here they just took some safety wire and I guess threaded the nut over it, so that way it would hold on. But pretty janky. But it is what it is.
You let it go like a dime rolling down in the gutter. You found the wind and left me again. I knew you had another lover. You were packed up, shacked up, gone on the weekend. And I got a bottle and blacked out screaming your name. I don't know where you've been, but I'll ask you again. And while you're thinking of something to say, just get down, baby, don't turn around. I got nothing to say. Yeah, it's a mudslide on the inside. Mudslide, baby, you lie. Mudslide down on my pride, baby, it's a mudslide. You put me down like another one of your addictions. I said I stacks and a couple of flicks, it was time for your intervention. And I was hijacked, left back drunk on a weekend. I got a bottle and blacked out screaming your name. I don't know where you've been, but I'll ask you again. And while you're thinking of something to say, just get down, baby, don't turn around, 'cause I got nothing to say. Yeah, it's a mudslide on the inside. Mudslide, baby, you lied. Mudslide on my pride, baby, it's a mudslide.
All right, so I had a little bit of a delay here. Believe it or not, I would have thought that I had a steering nut in the pile of my parts, but I didn't. So luckily for me, I got a really cool shop over by where I work that has a lot of takeoff parts and whatnot. So I was able to pick this up for a couple bucks. So now I'll be able to get this narrow glide front end mocked in place and keep moving along here. Also, the other thing here is I'm not used to the steering cups, but it's a pretty cool design, and I knocked this out and then flipped it around because the steering stop will, this already has a built-in steering stop. right, so probably one of the last pieces that I'm going to be doing is on mocking up the front end here is getting a headlight installed. The headlights that came with the bike I'm really not too fond of. Just as far as the looks, I don't think fits the style of the bike that I'm building. So luckily for me, like I've said before in the past, I have a shop that's local that has a ton of old takeoff stuff, and I was able to find a older chrome bracket, headlight bracket for a narrow glide, and it's not perfect, but a decent bait style 5 3/4 light. I was initially thinking about like a 4.5 inch light, but 5 3/4 I think will work fine, and especially just considering a mock-up to get the visualization. You know, I went rummaging through the parts bins, found a headlight bucket, trim ring, headlight, and the little mount itself. So I'll get these two together, get them on the front end, and pretty much call the front end mock-up a wrap for today's video. All right, so a simple front end swap, and we got this bike looking a lot better in my opinion. Ditched the 41 mil fork setups, which I normally do like, but in this case, trying to go for a old school chopper look that's narrow. Narrow glide 35 was the answer. I had the parts kicking around, so it really didn't cost me anything, minus the headlight bucket. I did buy a new rim. I went with a spool rim because I plan on not running a front brake, and really nice. I think it matches the rear wheel nicely, so you know, it's making everything flow together. Like I said before, the fork length is really nice for this, and I got a nice uphill on the bottom of the frame just to give it that extra little bit of brake. And it's not too crazy like with a 10-inch over front end, in my opinion, and it's got jacked up way in the air. For that build, I'm not going that route with this, but let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and we're going to keep pushing along. Going to be figuring out a gas tank here soon, and making my own seat pan, cleaning up that engine, getting everything together so we can actually get one step closer to a running and riding chopper. Take care, guys, and I'll see you around for the next one.